This program is sponsored by Newcastle County Government.
Hey, welcome to the Chef Dana Show. I'm your host, Chef Dana Herbert, and man, do I have a treat for you guys today. I brought back my man. He was on season 1. He is so bad in the kitchen, I had to have him back a second time, Reuben Dhanawade.
What's up, guys? I am so excited to be here again.
Look, I'm glad to have you, man. You threw down the first time. So what are we making today?
So today, we're going to be doing a little twist on a Mexican classic. Last time I was here, I did the twist on an Italian classic with the rigatoni.
Yeah.
This time, we're going down to Mexico. Going to be making some burritos, but with a little Indian flair to it.
That's dope. So what are the components of a burrito?
So right, when I think of burritos, I think of the 4 major components. You want to have a tortilla, you want to have a meat, you want to have beans, and you want to have rice. So instead of beans, we're doing some lentils right over here.
Oh, okay.
For rice, we're going to be using our long grain rice or basmati rice, and for chicken, we're going to be making chicken tikka masala,
Nice.
which is one of the most popular Indian dishes out there right now.
Okay, so what do we need to do first?
So first thing we need to do, let's marinate our chicken. So we have chicken thighs here. I always like dark meat. I feel like it has a little bit more flavor. I think you'll agree with me on that.
Yes.
So for the marinade, it's a very similar marinade to what we did last time with the yogurt.
Okay.
So we have just a little bit of full fat yogurt here, some curry powder, chili flake, ground ginger,
Okay.
ground garlic, a little coriander, chili powder,
So tons of flavor going on.
tons of flavor, and garam masala. And all these flavors are going to be in our sauce as well, in the chicken tikka masala sauce. So you just want to toss that together, and the yogurt helps really tenderize the chicken a little bit.
I was just about to ask that. So would the yogurt do something similar to like what buttermilk might do?
Yeah, almost like a buttermilk brine, almost
Okay.
exactly like a buttermilk brine. And I'm just going to throw this away right here.
All right.
And then just finish it off with just a little bit of pepper, and then a little salt. And then this is going to go right in our fridge, and we actually going to do a little TV magic.
So how long would this traditionally?
So minimum at least 10 minutes.
Minimum of at least 10
Ideally,
minutes?
you want to marinate it overnight if you have the time.
Okay, so overnight's gonna give you the best.
Yeah, the best flavor, just like with any brine
Okay.
kind of deal.
All right.
So yeah, grab that one out.
So Reuben did one just before we started.
That's right.
30 minutes ago.
Because I wanted to give them the best flavor I could, you know?
Absolutely. So here we go. We have this one here.
Yeah, so we have our oven here preheated at 425.
Okay. Okay.
And
so you're at like a roasting temp.
Yeah. And I can't even get this open right now. I need your help. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
You got it. So we're just going to throw a little oil on the pan. And we're going to put the skin side down so the skin kind of renders a little bit.
Gotcha.
If you guys want to use, yeah, and if you want to use boneless, skinless, that's more than fine. You're still going to get the effect. Here's some big boys.
Yeah.
And just like that, you don't have to worry about getting off any of that excess because all that's going to caramelize and give us some great flavor on that chicken.
Okay.
So this is going to go right in our oven.
So 425 degrees.
Yep, for about 15 minutes, and then we're going to check on it and we're going to see where we're at.
Nice.
So while that's going, let's work on some of our other components of our burrito.
Okay.
So let's start with the rice. The rice we're going to just do really, really easy, really, really simple. So I already rinsed this rice like 6 times. And the reason why we rinse it, do you remember what I told you?
Hold on. Look, he's testing me now. He's like, why do we rinse the rice? We rinse the rice because we don't want it to be so sticky.
Right.
Like some of those extra starches.
Yes,
come off.
exactly. So I rinsed this about 6 times. till the water ran clean, and then I strained it and just let it dry for a little bit, so all that excess water kind of evaporated.
And I remember you showed me the water, how milky
different it was.
that
Yeah.
water looked.
It's huge. Like, that's what my mom used to do. My mom used to just tell me, you have to rinse it till it runs clean. She never told me how many times. She would say, just make sure the water's clean and clear.
Okay.
So we're just gonna throw our rice right in here. And you're just gonna make this just like any normal rice, except we're just gonna add a little bit of chicken stock to it, just add a little bit of flavor.
Okay. But same ratio.
Same ratio, about 2 to 1.
Okay.
Or the old trick where you stick your finger in the top of the rice and you want the liquid to come up to your first knuckle. Have you ever heard that old trick?
I've never heard that
It's an old grandma trick.
Okay.
Yeah, you should want to stick your finger.
Uh-huh.
I wish we could get a stop shot of this. You can stick your finger right in there, and it's going to come right up to your first knuckle right there.
Wow.
That'll give you the perfect ratio of water or liquid to rice.
Grandma knew everything, didn't
Grandma, she always had the right way to do it.
she? Yeah, my grandma cooked the same way. She was like,
It's always
gotta
with weird
put-
measurements.
yeah, you gotta put the sugar in there until it shines. And I'm like, what shine?
But my mom
after
always.
a while, I noticed.
Yeah, my mom always had yogurt cups in the rice. She always had yogurt cups in the rice. So I don't know. I never knew when my mom said 2 cups of rice, whether it was 2 regular cups or 2 yogurt cups. And so while the rice is going to be simmering, we're going to get our lentils going. So I'm going to throw just a little bit of oil in the pan just to kind of get a toast on our lentils. Yeah, just a little bit of a little extra flavor.
Yeah, help develop the flavor a little bit.
Yeah, so just like any kind of grain or, you know,
Okay.
you're just going to stir it around. You can already hear
You
it.
can hear it like snap, crackle, pop in the pan.
And you can kind of see the color changing already.
That's pretty slick.
And I like to season it at this point because this is when it starts to open up just a little bit. So I throw just a little bit of salt. And we're going to keep this pretty basic when it comes to the flavor because we have so much other flavors going on with our chicken. Our chicken's going to kind of be the star of this whole dish.
So you want them to appreciate the lentils for what it is.
Right. So the lentils are just going to kind of add a little bit of body, a little bit of extra savoriness to the dish.
Now, are lentils very common in Indian cuisine?
They are. So we have a dish called dal, which I don't know if you've heard of that.
Now, what's dal?
So dal is pretty much like a simmered lentil stew of sorts. My mom always made it, and we always served it over rice. My mom used to make it in a pressure cooker too, so it would just cook for like 3 hours in the pressure cooker, and it would be done soon. And then we're just going to top it off with just a little bit of water that I have right back here. And then as soon as we get that up, we're going to turn it down to super low simmer. And we're going to let that just simmer away for about 20 minutes. So ideally, everything should be ready right at the same time. So now let's get the star of the show going.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So now what's the star?
So this is the sauce. I think this sauce is going to be so beautiful, so rich in flavor. And you guys are going to see how it kind of comes together, how the colors change, how the smells are going to be in your house if you guys make this dish. So we're going to start off with just a little bit of butter in the pan and a little bit of oil in the pan.
Okay, so a little butter, a little oil.
Yeah. So
now, why are you mixing the two?
Because I want the fat and the creaminess from the butter to help with the flavor at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's just going to add just a little bit of extra flavor, a little bit of extra. I mean, let's be honest, butter makes everything better.
Butter is a magical ingredient, isn't it?
Yeah, so while this is melting, we don't want to get it super hot because what we want to do is we want to sweat everything down. Okay. Ginger and garlic especially will burn super quickly, and it'll just give you this acrid, terrible flavor to your dish. But
so you want the more or less sweat and not high heat saute.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you just want to just cook it till it gets nice and translucent. And let's check on our rice, make sure it's not getting too crazy over there. You want to make sure that's just gently cooking because you don't want to overcook it. You can overcook rice really quickly and really easily.
So what happens when you overcook the rice? Will it get mushy?
It just turns to mush.
Oh.
Just turns to mush. We don't want any mushy rice.
No, not in a burrito, right?
Not in a burrito. What's your go-to burrito flavor? Have you ever?
Oh goodness,
I think we were talking about El Diablo the other day.
Right, my go-to burrito flavors. I do love a nice pork in the burrito. I do. I like pork. I like chicken. I mean, I eat it all, don't get me wrong. But I think my go-to would be like a pork.
Like the carnitas.
I do like that.
Yeah, I have always been kind of drawn to Mexican cuisine. I actually worked at an upscale Mexican restaurant in the East Village in 2011, and I fell in love with it. And I saw a lot of similarities.
I was about to ask you, are there any similarities in terms of ingredients and flavors that you might find between Indian cuisine and a Mexican cuisine?
So number one is spice.
Okay.
Right? There's a lot of spice there. You know, the Mexicans use arbol and guajillos and anchos. We use Kashmiri chili, which we don't have today, but we're subbing out with just a little red chili flake because everybody has that.
And you mentioned that before within the Indian cuisine, like you're going to find peppers show up frequently, whether it's in the flake, whether it's in a powder or some sort.
So I added the ginger and garlic. You can already smell that.
Yes, that's smelling
already. I can just eat, So I'm just going to cook that until the ginger just starts to cook. I'm not trying to develop any like caramelization on this or anything yet, because that's going to come with the tomato and everything else in here.
Okay.
So as you can see, that's kind of where we want it. You see how it's nice and translucent? Everything's kind of a little bit sweated out. And then we're going to add the chili powder.
Okay.
Coriander. Again, all the same flavors that are in our chicken. A little bit of garam masala. Yep. Our curry powder, which a lot of recipes use turmeric. I like to use curry powder because we were talking about it off air. I think it just has a little bit of extra oomph to it. So that's all going to kind of bloom. I just want all those spices to kind of open up a little bit. If you like watching my mom growing up, she always fried the spices. Always, the whole spices were always fried.
I was just telling somebody the other day, I said, listen, when you're using those dry spices, it takes a couple of things to activate them. You need a little heat. The heat let the oils come right out of the spices. Just a little bit of moisture, and you'd be surprised how much they bloom and how much they blossom and develop flavor.
Yeah, so you can already smell that.
Yep, that
just
toasting
already,
of the spices.
Already a little bit of nuttiness to it, right?
Now, is that common also within the Indian cuisine that you're going to toast most of your spices?
Yes, 100%. Okay. And I noticed that when I first started cooking, I would start to toast all my spices, and everyone was like, "Why do you do that?" Like even like my culinary instructors, it's like, "Why do you toast your spices before you use them?" And I said, "I don't know. It's what my mom always did." Like,
my mom did.
It's like Mama said. You know? So I'm gonna add our tomato puree.
Okay.
So this is where a lot of time is going to come into hand, right? Because you don't want it to taste just like raw tomato puree in here.
So what's the secret to that?
Slow and low.
Slow and low. Okay.
So we're going to kind of do a quick version of it today, but if you had this just simmering all day, it's just like, you know, when you're making Sunday gravy, you know, for Italians, you know, you let that thing go all day. You can eat it after 30 minutes.
Right.
But
the longer you
let it wait, the longer those flavors are going to come together. So now I'm just going to turn this down to medium heat. Trying to get used to this thing.
And then you just let it go. And
let it go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to finish it with the brown sugar and a little bit of cream to kind of give it the creaminess.
Okay.
And then we're going to pull the chicken out, pull that, toss it in our sauce. Then we're going to build our burrito with this and this. And then we're also going to work on a little accoutrement right now.
Okay. All right.
So while this
tell them what accoutrement is.
So accoutrement is just a side. It's just a fancy word for side.
All right.
So you're just going to take about a quarter of that cucumber there. So what we're making is called a raita, or raita as we call it. It's pretty much a yogurt-based sauce, like kind of like sour cream, because we're actually going to be using sour cream today, but you can use yogurt. That's what my parents used growing up.
Okay.
It's just, we serve it with a lot of spicy food, especially to cool down your tongue after you eat something spicy. Yeah, so everything is going to kind of be a little bit of balanced out.
Okay, yeah, so what's in the raita?
So it's just going to do yogurt or sour cream that we're using today. Cucumber, sometimes you can add tomatoes. My mom used to add like rice puffs to it.
Okay.
And we're going to add a little squeeze of lemon, cilantro, a little salt and pepper, and that's it.
Now, what's a rice puff?
So my mom used to add these. I wish I could find the actual name for it. I'm gonna have to ask my mom. But it's these like little puffs that she would put in there, and then they would would absorb the flavor of the sour cream.
Okay.
And it was really, really nice. So yeah, this is going to just sit here and simmer for a little bit.
So almost like that same effect of adding tapioca pearls to stuff. It would absorb the liquid.
Yeah, there's actually a really great Indian dessert that all of my friends growing up used to eat, and it's called Kheer. K-E-I-R.
Okay.
And it's pretty much a rice pudding of sorts. And my mom used to put vermicelli noodles in there.
Oh.
It was awesome. So I'm going to grab that sour cream for you.
Okay. I'm just cutting up the cucumber. And you like to leave the skin on?
I like to leave the skin on. It adds a little bit of color, a little bit of extra texture to it.
Okay.
So I'm just going to taste our sauce here. See where we're at with salt.
And then, so this cucumber goes right in the sour cream.
So the basic flavors are there. We still need to add a little bit of salt and pepper to it.
Okay. All right.
And when you taste it at this point, it's going to taste really spicy. That's why we add the sugar and the cream. That's going to help give us a lot of balance to that.
All right. What's the next thing going in the dish here?
So we just add a squeeze of lemon.
Squeeze a lemon. Oh, let's get that little seed out there.
And you're just going to take a little bunch of cilantro, and we're going to chop that up, and we're just going to stir that together.
We'll squeeze it.
Add a little bit of salt and pepper to that.
Okay. So squeeze a lemon gives it a little freshness.
Yeah.
A little salt and pepper. I told you he was a bad boy in the kitchen.
Yeah, we were talking about last time. I think one thing you're going to see a lot with like Indian food, especially with this sauce, you're going to really see balance. Right? So you're going to get the sweet and the acid from the tomato. You're going to get the creaminess, the fat from the cream and the butter. You're going to get the spice. You're going to get a little sweetness from the brown sugar. And then you get a little freshness because we're going to finish it off with just a little bit of cilantro at the very end just to kind of help bring a lot of freshness and brightness to the whole dish as a whole.
Right. What I like about having you on, I'm literally learning more and more about Indian cuisine, is that I have some of these ingredients at home already. It's just how to pull them together.
Yeah. Chicken's looking good. We need a little bit more time on that chicken.
Okay.
But once that comes out, again, if you have boneless, skinless, that's fine. If you want to do chicken breast, that's fine. This doesn't even have to be with chicken either.
So you could do beef.
If you want to do tofu, that's fine. We have an Indian cheese called paneer. That's also fine. That works just as great. Tikka masala is just the sauce. So you hear chicken tikka masala all the time, but tikka masala is just the sauce.
Tikka masala.
You can have shrimp tikka masala. You can have beef tikka masala, pork tikka masala if you want to add your carnitas in there.
Now, what's your favorite with the tikka masala?
Oh, chicken.
It's chicken.
Chicken,
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Chicken, I think, is the way to go. Chicken thighs, especially, because it adds that little bit of, I don't know, that little bit of fattiness, a little bit of deliciousness to it. So our rice is actually looking great. We're going to put that off to the side, off the heat. Once the water evaporates from my rice, I like to take it off and let the residual steam kind of finish cooking it off.
Okay.
You can see our lentils are starting to puff up.
Now, what were some of your, I know like growing up, you had your favorite dishes that mom used to make.
Yes.
What were some of the favorites?
So one of my favorites is this dessert called gulab jamun.
Oh, I know that one.
It's a good one. And it's honestly not as tough as you would think. It's literally just fried milk balls that my mom would make with sour cream, milk powder, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt, and sour cream or media crema. Do you know media crema? Yeah, so that's what we used for strawberries and cream too growing up.
Okay.
And she would mix this together to these little balls, and she would fry them off, and then we would make it into we would just let them sit in a little simple syrup of saffron, sugar, cardamom, and water.
Nice.
And just so great, so rich, so delicious. So I'm just gonna move this off to the side for now.
Okay.
Because that's done. That's ready to go. So you can see our sauce is kind of lightened up a little bit.
Yep, I see it changing.
It's cooked down a little bit. It's starting to develop a little bit more in flavor. At this point, I'll add our brown sugar. So the brown sugar starts to sweeten up our sauce a little bit and starts to caramelize now. This is when I want the caramelization at this point.
You wanted to start doing this thing.
Yeah, start all these natural sugars in the tomato and the brown sugar.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So I finished mixing this. Does this look right?
Yes, let's taste it. Let's see where we're at.
All right. What you got there? We got some spoons right in that drawer over there. Let's try it.
Yeah, so let's see how refreshing this is. Probably just add a little bit of salt. We'll be good to go. But that with like something spicy, so if you tasted this and then you had a little bit of that, it'll give you like a nice little balance.
Nice little balance, yep.
Yep.
Because it's very cool, very refreshing.
And that'll act as our sour cream for the burrito.
I love it. That's dope.
So
that is cool.
So now we're just gonna finish it off with just a pint of heavy cream.
All right.
This is where you kind of see the magic happen with the sauce when it gets that beautiful color and sheen.
So basically you put the heavy cream in, mix that in, and then does it reduce, does it get creamier?
Yeah, it does. So it gets creamier, gets reduced. It turns almost like it turns that classic orange color.
Okay.
That a lot of tikka masala sauces are.
Uh-huh.
Let me get all of that. There we go. Uh-oh, a little bit of a spill. And again, the longer it sits, I don't know, growing up, my mom always said this, like our curries and stuff always tasted better the next day.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because it has time to sit there and get all the flavors in it.
Flavors are penetrating, mixing.
Yep. So it's getting there. You see how it's starting to turn orange? And so that's just going to reduce. And this can sit in a jar. You can use this if you want to make a quick meal one day and you're pressed for time.
So help us define curry. Because a lot of times here in America, we hear the word curry, and the only thing we think about is the yellow powder.
Yeah.
That's on the spice shelf, but it's a lot deeper than that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different curries too. There's a lot of different variations of curry. There's drier curries, there's wetter curries. It's very similar to like Thai cuisine.
Okay.
So you know how you have like the Thai yellow curry, you have the Thai green curry, you have the rendang, which is a little bit more of like an Indian style curry. It's the same way with India. Like anywhere you go, if you go down to the region of Kerala, for example, it's going to be a lot more fat, a lot more like fatty and richer dishes. Whereas if you're on the coast, it's a little bit more lighter and more seafood based.
Okay.
It's actually funny because like I've been really getting into Indian cuisine a lot more as an adult. Because I didn't want to be the Indian guy that cooked curry. I think I said that last time I was here.
I didn't want to be just
but
guy, but
now it's like I'm like, man, this food is really great. So let's taste our sauce.
Okay.
It almost kind of looks like a blush sauce.
It does. It does.
Let's see where we're at.
Ooh, look at that, getting little pieces of ginger and garlic in there.
I'm gonna add a little bit more salt, but you taste the sweetness, you taste a little bit of the spice. Maybe it's a little tad more chili. I like my stuff a little spicy. How about you?
It's good, bro.
All right.
Look, you saw me lick the spoon twice, right? There was a little something left on there. I had to get it.
So we're gonna add just a little.
I taste that hint of sweetness from that brown sugar, right? What you said was balance it out, and it totally did. You get the creaminess from the heavy cream. I'm catching the tomato.
And just imagine when we add the fresh cilantro to that.
I catch the heat from the red pepper flakes and the chili powder. It's nice, very, very nice.
And we're gonna taste our lentils there just to make sure they're cooked.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can chop up a little bit of cilantro and just finish it off. That was my job as a kid.
What is that? You would chop up the herbs?
I was the herb chopper, and I was also the taste tester.
All right. How much cilantro you want?
Yes, that's perfect amount right there. Just a little bit of a
pop.
bunch. Yeah, just a little pop, just to give you a little bit of freshness.
What I love about the cilantro is like you can use the whole thing, the stem, the leaves, it's all got flavor to it.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time. Like you're throwing away a lot of flavor when you throw away the stems.
Right. And I never knew that in the beginning until I threw a stem into my mouth, and I was like, wait a minute, this thing's got a lot of punch in the stem.
Oh man, I wish we had another spoon in here so you can take.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Here we go. I'm going to taste the sauce now, though. Add a little bit of salt. You taste a little bit of the everything kind of coming through now.
Yes, sir.
Salt is a magical thing, huh?
It is. It is.
Completely changes a dish. So let's check our chicken. We should be pretty close together. There we go.
Yeah. And I see what you mean. It like caramelized a little bit on the pan.
Yeah, so we're just gonna flip it because just want that skin to get a little bit of
A little crispiness. Let's see, let me get you a pair of tongs there, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And you said that yogurt would caramelize, which it has. You can see it on the pan there even.
Oh, come on, boy.
He's running from us.
Hey, he don't want to get shredded up.
Right.
Throw it in for maybe just a couple more extra minutes just to dry out that skin a little bit.
Okay.
And then, after that, all we gotta do is shred that chicken, toss it in with our sauce.
Uh-huh. And then we're making burritos.
Making burritos. And also, it's fairly healthy. It's pretty healthy. I mean, apart from the cream and the sauce.
Right. Everything else is literally the chicken, lentils.
Yeah, so we're gonna clean up just a little bit, and then we're gonna shred our chicken in here, and then we're just gonna kind of add the sauce as we need, so we don't.
Okay.
So our chicken isn't swimming in sauce.
And so the cilantro here, you want me to toss that right in the sauce?
Right in the sauce.
Okay. We'll put it in the sauce. Boom. There we go.
And it just looks nice. So this looks nicer already.
I'm sitting there watching it, and it's like changing color over time.
That is tikka masala sauce, ladies and gentlemen. Super simple, really quick.
And that's what I was just about to say. It's like it's so super simple. It's like they can watch the episode, go back and get all the ingredients. And of course, we'll show you guys the recipe in just a minute. But I have most of that stuff at home.
Yeah.
I've got most of that.
Our lentils are cooked perfectly.
Lentils are cooked perfect. Awesome.
Has a little bit of bite to it, which I kind of like.
Uh-huh.
Has a little bit of texture to our stuff.
Right. Everything's that soft.
Yep. And then I'm going to wash a few spoons so we can have
Okay.
so we can have spoons in here and here. We can make our burritos.
Okay.
Real simple, real quick.
So then we're going to need tortilla shells.
Yep.
All right, cool. We got our chicken.
I'm going to throw on some gloves.
All right. Now for the tortillas, should we, there we go. Throw that right on there, brother.
Alrighty.
Okay.
This is such a fancy kitchen. I'm not used to fancy kitchens. I have a little electric stove in my house.
It recognizes when there's like a metal pan on it. It's like, hey, turn me on.
It's like yelling at me.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you're going to pull the chicken.
Yep.
Nice.
And I'm going to try to get up all these little crispy bits.
Oh, yeah? Because that's that flavor.
That's what I like.
That's that caramelization you were talking about, right?
Yeah, and honestly, guys, if you wanted to just make this as a curry, you guys could sear this in the pan, skin side down, get it nice and crispy.
Oh, okay.
Then take it off, make your sauce, and then put the chicken right back in the sauce and cook it like that as well if you wanted to have it. That would take a little bit longer than what we're doing now. That would go great with just some rice. Literally like this without the burrito shell would be great too.
So I remember last time, what did we make? Butter chicken, right?
Yep.
How does butter chicken differ from the...
So butter chicken doesn't have tomato.
That's right.
Doesn't have the tomato, which gives our sauce right here that signature color.
That color. Yep.
And if you want to grab that bowl for me, chef, we can just put these chicken.
Put the chicken right in this bowl.
Put the chicken right in there, and we're going to toss it with our sauce.
With a little bit of sauce.
And you know the trick to making the tortilla shells pliable, right? Throwing them right in the oven for like 10 seconds.
All right, so you'll throw your chicken in there. So you want me to throw a few of these in the oven?
Yeah, we'll make them.
Okay. All right, going in. So what Reuben was talking about was that basically you put these tortilla shells in the oven for a second. It's going to warm up the starches and so forth in the shell. It's going to make it more pliable. So like, you know, when you see them and they're rolling them, that's why sometimes you'll see them in the steamer or things like that. Or
yeah, they have that nice tortilla press at some of the places.
So that they're actually making them nice and pliable. Okay, so there's our chicken. And then you're going to put a little sauce on that bad boy.
A little sauce on that bad boy, and then we're going to start building our burritos. Bring everything back over.
And it really doesn't take that long to get them pliable. Another second or so, but you can see now I can flex the burrito without bending it. Without breaking it. All right, so I'm gonna let that warm another hot second. I'm gonna get a plate here for us, my brother.
Yes, sir. And then I'm just putting just enough sauce to kind of cover the chicken. I don't want it to be swimming because I don't want our burrito to be too wet.
Okay.
Breaking up that chicken just a little bit more as I go. All right. So she's yelling at me again.
She's yelling at you again. She's temperamental. All right, so we got a couple burritos here, my brother.
Yep. Just gonna fluff up our rice. Just get it nice and loosened up like that.
Okay.
All right. Let's say we build these.
Let's do it.
So
All right,
let me just wash one of these spoons real quick over here.
Oh, I got something hiding, my brother.
Oh, a little secret stash. Perfect.
I have something hiding.
So first thing we'll lay down. You want to build one with me?
I would love to.
All right, so first one, we're going to put down.
They say if you build it, you got to eat it. So
we're going to put just a little bit of rice down first.
Okay, a little bit of rice.
All right, and then we're going to put a little bed of lentils right on top of that. Right, nicely cooked.
Yep.
Just a little bit of bite.
Little body to it.
Then we're going to do our star of our show right there.
Nice. And then what do we do? A little bit of our sauce.
I would put the sauce on the side just
on the
in case.
side.
So I would just fold up the sides first, bring it over, tuck it in,
and roll it like that.
There we go.
Okay. All right.
And then we'll just cut our guy in half right here.
Oh, look at that. Look at
Put it right there. Ooh, what camera am I looking at? There we go. So we're just gonna put that right here.
That looks good.
And then we're just gonna put a little side of our sauce right on the side there.
That looks good. All right, you gotta try one of these, brother.
Yeah, we'll put a little bit of garnish right there. Huh? All right, cheers.
All right, oh, I gotta throw a little something on there. And now, what's this called again?
A Raita.
The Raita, thank you. All right, so I'm trying this amazing Mexican and Indian fusion of.
Now, if I was at
Chicken
home,
Tikka Masala.
I'll probably have a little bowl of this on the side. Here, bring your burrito over here. Look
Throw a little sauce on the top of that bad
a little
boy.
bit more sauce on there, you know?
Okay, let me try it, guy. Dude, this is a Lord have mercy burrito. This
Yeah, you
is
get
amazing.
and you get all those Mexican aspects of it too. Just with just a little bit of an Indian flair to it.
It's almost like I popped it in my mouth and I'm like, am I eating Mexican or am I eating Indian right now? I don't know, but it is delicious. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Reuben, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming back on and showing us your amazing cuisine. Guys, this is Reuben Dhanawade, and this has been the Chef Dana Show. Thank you guys, and we will see you next time.